Now, ladies and gentlemen, CSGO's last substantial update was little over 200 days ago at this point in time. That, of course, being and giving us, the community, some new skins, a brand new skins collection, or of course, a brand new case alongside that. Though all of that and the fact that we haven't gotten any update, at least a big one, in almost a whole year, sounds horrible, realistically, it's actually not, especially when we're talking about your CSGO investments and some items you may have in your CSGO inventory, either just lying around, waiting for them to go up even more in value than they already have this past year. In today's video, we're going to talk just that, on why and how some of your items in your CSGO inventory, specifically maybe in your investment portfolio, have gone up so much this past year. Aside from the very obvious things like player count rising and of course the game's popularity growing as well. We're going to talk the future of CSGO skins. Are we going to get any substantial update with new skins in the next few months? If that did happen, would that decrease anything right now? And much more.
Now today's video sponsor is of course SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is currently the easiest and also fastest way you can buy, but most importantly trade your CSGO skins. All you have to do is make sure you have your trade link, and on your first trade, if you have a leftover balance, it goes towards your current balance that can be used the next time you end up trading skins. It has 3 ways you can inspect, but most importantly has a very in-depth inspect feature that you can see corners on a karambit, for an example, that you can't really see otherwise unless you have the item in-game. If you end up topping up your balance, make sure to use promo code MANDO to get up to a 35% deposit bonus and a free $5 on the first trade.
Most viewers are probably thinking that I'm just coping with the fact that we're not going to get any substantial CSGO update anytime soon. That, of course, being with a case or mostly an operation, which is very, very true. I've already come to terms with the fact that we're not going to get any sort of anti-cheat anytime soon based on the fact that Valve servers are absolutely atrocious. Not just Valve's for matchmaking, but also for facets. It's just not good. Their anti-cheat is not good. But that's besides the point. Something I haven't really seen being discussed on YouTube, a Twitter, or Reddit thread this past year is why CSGO skins have gone up so much. Yes, sure, the Chinese really invaded CSGO. Yes, they buy a lot of skins here and there. You have the U-Pin situation from last year around this time where that was a renting skins website. It blew up out of nowhere. Lower tier knives from that $50 to $100 range were going to the $150 to $200 range, and now we're way above that this year. Yes, some skins are extremely expensive from last year, but that's not really it. I'm talking from the past 3 years realistically, from when things really started to pick up. This video really started from a tweet TDM Jesus put out the past little while. This was the very last day of 2022, that being December 31st. He talked about how Valve only released 34 new skins during 2022, which is the smallest number of skins released since 2013. Despite this and the lack of CSGO updates, the skins have mostly risen out throughout this year. The game refuses to die even when it's left for dead. Hope there's no puns intended with that one. As you can see, here's a quick little graph and chart of all of the skins that are released every single year. 2013, the birth of CSGO skins. I'm also going to explain why so many skins came out certain years as well, and why that's good or bad. In 2013, 303 appeared and were added to the game throughout cases and whatnot. The reason we saw so many here, probably we saw the first 2 cases come out. Valve saw and knew that they were getting a lot of money. They wanted to add more, but also what Valve was doing is you're starting a brand new economy. You're starting a stock market in a sense, which they didn't really think, I think at the time, that it was going to turn into what it is today, but they needed more things in the market than just a couple of things. 2014, they started decreasing slowly, and well, ever since then, we haven't really hit that point, unless we're talking about 2019. 2015 went down another 10, 2016, 20. 2017, we hit an all-time low at 81 at the time anyway, then 164. 2019, we hit another all-time high besides 2013. And then the past 3 years, we've had the regular average amount of skins, but the lowest out of the medium we've had. And then from 2021, we had 138 with obviously a bunch of operations. The same thing with 2020. The one thing you can take a look at on this graph is, of course, the lowest amount being added to the game every single year, that being 2017 and 2022. There's not really any differences between the two. Besides one, really, we got an operation in 2017. And well, if we didn't get an operation in 2017, it'd be looking awfully gosh darn similar to 2022. So why is Valve and has in the past added so little skins throughout the year? The obvious one is probably laziness, and they're working on something else. That's something to throw out the window right away. Number 2 is something I don't think people really realize and haven't up until now. Another big answer I see by just random people in the community or on Twitter, they say in quote usually, it doesn't make any sense that Valve does this. They're a company and want to make money. So what they're saying here is, why doesn't Valve just drop an operation even if it's the exact same as the older one, that being Riptide or Broken Fang? They know they're going to make money, and probably a lot at that sense, because the player count's so high, which I do agree with you, and they probably do as well. But they make tons in the process of releasing things throughout the year, just in general, behind fees that we don't see behind the scenes. And this is where this is probably going to get a little controversial. CSGO at this point in time in 2023, yes, is a very popular esport. My favorite in the entire world. Also is my favorite video game in the entire world. One is a first-person shooter, but also the fact that it has a stock market built into the game that was just so interesting and different from every other game. But most importantly, the more marketplace. And of course, this is pretty much an unregulated stock market at this point in time. And well, it kind of works like one as well. And that's how Valve seems to be treating it this past couple of years. You see, if CSGO, or more so Valve at this point in time, were to release more skins and add more throughout the years, especially these past couple, where the player base and player count has gone sky high, or better yet, if they added an operation right now, which why I don't think they're going to get one is this exact reason. If Valve added an operation tomorrow, let's just say, the player count is at an all-time high. We're probably going to gain an extra 200, 300,000 players on top of what we already have right now at the all-time high. So what will happen then when they release a bunch of new skins and a case alongside that is you're going to have the most amount of skins most likely ever unboxed. And well, what that does at this point is it's like printing new money. And well, what happens when that happens? You're seeing it in the world right now. Inflation occurs. And printing your own money is pretty much just bad for any economy when you print more and more. It just devalues the older money you have because there's just more circling. That's why little to no releases with skins, despite no update as well, and the player count rising, is the reason your skins are rising this past year. You see, with no big releases coming anytime soon or haven't in the past few months, the aftermath is currently the CSGO market that you're looking at right now. You're seeing the new active duty cases that have been dropping for months, if not years on end at this point, aka the Dreams and Nightmares case for an example. It's still above 40 to 50 cents in the Steam market, which is pretty much unheard of a few years ago. CSGO active duty cases used to be 3 and 4 cents. Those days are officially over. Yes, supply and demand is an issue, but the bigger problem at hand is the lack of CSGO content we're getting, which is therefore affecting the market. If we got 3 new cases in 2023, a lot of these older skins and cases would go down in price, therefore crashing some investments because more things are circling in the CSGO community and of course the marketplace. People would want to buy the newer things because one, they'd be a lot cheaper, but also they're new and flashy at that point in time. Over time, the older ones would grow like a lot of the older skins, but what we've seen this past year is a lot of older skins, specifically, not even that old, just a couple, rise up so much. And well, a good example, if you still don't understand at this point, is if Valve were to release a case every single month of the year of 2023, for an example. This is what would happen. The first 2 would be okay. Wouldn't really do much. Yes, that some things would drop here and there, but nothing crazy. After the 5 to 6 month period where we've gotten 6 new cases every single month, or up until that point, what you're going to see is skins inside those cases, not even talking about the golds, are going to start to get very similar to one another, at least at some point in time. We're eventually going to have an M4A1S that looks very similar to the Mecha Industries and of course the Prince Stream. Is that going to devalue the older skins like the Prince Stream and Mecha Industries? Probably not, but you kind of get the point. Someone's not going to and not going to want to pay an extra $200 for that Mecha Industries, or specifically the Prince Stream, over the new skin that looks very similar to that. The same thing goes with stickers and CSGO knives, which that itself is also a whole other thing right there. They'd have to add a bunch of new things. If newer knives got added to the game with newer finishes, people are going to be more interested in those. One, because they're a little more affordable because we're getting so many in the game every single year. Why would someone want to pick up the Karambit 3.0, the Talon's little brother, instead of going to pick up a Karambit for 3 times the price, if you get what I'm saying? The skin drought is real and has happened this past couple of years, and I think it's probably going to continue to pretty soon. I think we'll see a couple cases throughout this year. If history repeats itself, we probably should get an operation sometime this year, but I'm not 100% sure. No rumors, leaks, or data mines has pointed in the direction towards that. It's been more so of the one-off case in Source 2 especially. So I'm pretty interested to see what you guys have to say and think of this entire thing. I think this is just something people have overlooked this entire time. And as it goes from an investment standpoint, it's actually pretty good for the CSGO market. Not to say things wouldn't have gone up anyway if we got 100 skins every single year. I would just say it doubled that process, right? Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.